What's going on, everybody? This is Paul, your hip hop relationship and recovery coach, bringing to you another episode of Kick Your Butt Out. Before I get off into the content, I have to say what I always say, and I strongly encourage you to get this into your thought process, right? So that you can incorporate this into your life. And that is, if you're looking for a butt, it's going to always be easy to find one. And that is a promise. All right. I have decided to title today's episode of Kick Your Butt Out, My Assignment, But. And the reason why I decided to title it that is because it made me, I was thinking about an experience that I had in my life when I was a child, going to grade school. And that experience has become so significant to what my life is like today and many others' lives are like today. And I just want to talk about it. And again, I promise you, what I talk about, you'll be able to relate to it in some way or another. All right. Again, my assignment, but so I remember when I was a kid going to grade school, my 5th grade and 6th grade, I had the exact same teacher in both of those grades. And I thought that teacher was the meanest person in the entire world. Let me say this again. Oh my God. I thought this teacher was the meanest person in the entire world. They use a term called mean as a rattlesnake. I thought that this woman was meaner than a rattlesnake. That's how I looked at her back then. Thinking about her now and thinking about my experience with her and the story that I'm going to tell you today, I realized that she wasn't. What she was a person who expected nothing less than your best. She expected nothing less than greatness. She expected nothing less than extraordinary potential because she knew that it was in every one of her students. And why do I say that? Because back when I was going to school, we had, each grade had 4 classes. So if you were in 5th grade, you had 4 different classes, 4 teachers. You had the advanced students, the ones that were just a little lower than them, the ones that were struggling was up under them, and the ones that really needed attention was up under them. I was always in the advanced students class. So all throughout school, all of my classes were the advanced students classes. So my teachers always expected greatness and extraordinary potential and nothing but the best. All right. So this particular teacher, her name was Miss Robinson, she would give, while we were in class, we did work all day. We had all the time for recess and play, but it was work, work, work. And even after class, she would give us homework every single day, including weekends. Every single day, including weekends, including holidays. Christmas vacation, we had piles of homework. Thanksgiving, we had piles of homework. Spring break, we had piles of homework. We had to get it all done. The significance behind what I just said is that when you're on assignment, there's going to always be work that has to be done. And we have to get it done. Here is the but of this whole situation for me. In Chicago, because that's where I grew up at, at that time, we got out of school at 2:30 p.m. In the fall season of Chicago, it got dark outside between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. And so you had to get your homework done with a 2-hour window or so, right? 2 hour, 2.5 hour window. In order to be able to go outside and still play before it got dark. Many nights, because of the amount of homework that she would give us, you had an option. You had an option to do your homework and do it right and not go outside, right? Or not do your homework or do it wrong so that you can still go outside and play. And many nights, because I wanted to play, I either didn't do the homework or did it wrong. And I knew how to do the work. Let me say that. I did not do it because I didn't know how to do it. I knew how to do the work. And when you're given an assignment, it's because they know that you can do the work. Whatever assignment that you have been given in life, it's because they know that you can do the work. God knows that you can do the work. All right. So I always, not always, more often than not, I choose the but. I have these homework assignments, but I want to go outside and play. I choose the pleasures of life rather than doing what I needed to do. Somebody said it like this: you have to do what you need to do so that you can do what you want to do. I turned that around. I did what I wanted to do, and more often than not, I didn't do what I needed to do. And with those homework assignments, she would give us some math homework, science homework, spelling homework, social studies homework. So again, more often than not, I wouldn't be able to go outside if I did the homework and did it correctly. But I choose the pleasure more often than not than to do what I needed to do. Now, some of us in life may be experiencing this right now, choosing the pleasure rather than doing the assignment that we have been given. And if that's your choice, that's okay. But you have to understand and know that there's going to be consequences as a result of us choosing the but. And I'll tell you how that played out for me. So when I would get to school the next day, whether the homework was done or whether it was done wrong, the consequences behind that was because she would grade the homework while we were in class, doing our classwork. She would be grading the homework. And if your homework wasn't done or it was done wrong, for each one of the subjects, so no, not the math, so the social studies, the science, and the spelling, for those 3 subjects, all of those 3 subjects and the number of assignments in those subjects, you had to do lines. So for spelling, if you had 2 pages of spelling, you had to do lines, a certain amount of lines for those 2 pages of spelling, 3 pages of social studies, 4 pages of science. You had to do lines for all 3 of those subjects. And if it was more than 1 page, you had to do lines for every one of the pages. When it came to the math, oh my God, when it came to the math, you had to do timetables per assignment, per page. And you had to do 1 through 12. Because we don't do our assignments and choose the but, we have lots of unnecessary consequences, and we add more than needs to be done. And if we would have just did the assignment the way that it needed to be done, when it needed to be done, all of this extra unnecessary stuff that happens in our life wouldn't even exist. And many of us, because of the fact we have our assignment, but we choose to do these other things, that's what happens. And not only that, watch this, we had to do all of that in class, plus the work for the day in class. So there was no recess, there was no having fun with the other students and all of that kind of stuff. And again, because we didn't do this, because we did what we wanted to do rather than what we needed to do, there's no fun to be had in our lives. Not only that, we still had to do the work for that particular day as well. So you see, all of this stuff that happened in my life, and maybe happening in some of your lives, as a result of us trading the assignment in for the but. To add to the consequences, watch this, I still had to go home and deal with my mother. So what am I saying? Because we trade the assignments in for the but, we have consequence after consequence after consequence. When all we needed to do is the assignment. It reminds me of the book of Jonah. If you all are familiar with the Bible, Jonah was on assignment. He was given an assignment. He didn't do the assignment. He went in a totally different direction. In that different direction that he went, he almost caused some other people to lose their lives that didn't even do nothing. And some of our assignments are just the same as Jonah's. Because we are not doing the assignments, or because we refuse to do the assignments, it may be costing someone else their life, their freedom. It may be costing them whatever. My pastor always said it like this: somebody is waiting on your yes. The other thing is, not only did it almost, that his choice to not do the assignment, to do the but, it not only almost costed other people their lives, it caused him to be swallowed up in the belly of a fish. I got locked up many times. I was imprisoned to jail. I was imprisoned to drug addiction. I was imprisoned to trauma. I was imprisoned to mental illness. I was locked up and swallowed up by lots of things, lots of people, places, and things as a result of me choosing to not do the assignment and trade it in for the but. And like I said, I know that some of you out there who are listening to this podcast can relate to or agree with what it is that I'm saying. So again, there are many consequences that you have to deal with, consequence after consequence after consequence, which is 100% unnecessary. Just do the assignment. If we just do the assignment. And so I missed out on a whole lot of things, had a lot of consequences happen in my life, had to deal again, had to go and ultimately deal with my mother because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And here's the thing. Like I said, we still had to do all of the other assignments as well. So in life, you're still going to have to do the assignment. I remember back in the early 2000s when George Bush Jr. was the president, he had signed the No Child Left Behind act into law, right? The reality of it is children were being left behind as a result of him signing that thing into law. And many people are being left behind because we're not doing our assignment. Now, when it comes to God, God doesn't, he's not the no child left behind type of God. And what I mean by that is that whatever assignment that he gives, because Jonah still had to do the assignment. Let me say that. Jonah still had to go and do the assignment. Whatever assignment that God is giving you, you're not passing on to the next assignment or the next grade until you meet the requirements. And the requirements is to do the assignment. So for you all who think that time will pass and allow it to just go away, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. You have an assignment that you are here to do, that you are meant to do and meant to complete. Like I said, we're given the assignments that he knows that we're able to do. So my strongest encouragement is for you to do, me, you, and all of us who are listening to this podcast, to kick your butt out when it comes to these assignments and do the assignment with greatness in your mindset and getting the extraordinary potential out of the assignment in your mindset. Because, like I said earlier, somebody is waiting on your yes. The other thing that I wanted to add to this is, what is your assignment? Have you sat around and paid attention long enough to even know what your assignment is? And here's how I want to simplify it, right? I've known some people in my life, that has never been me, but I've known some people in my life that go to school every day and still have to ask their fellow students after they get out of class, what was the assignment? Do you know what your assignment is? Are you paying attention enough to know what your assignment is, or are you focused on the but? That's important as well. When it comes to our assignments, we have to pay attention, or we're going to miss what we need to be doing and live an unfulfilled, unhappy life. Live a life where we are always searching, where we're always looking for something. And more often than not, when we're looking for something, we're looking in the wrong places. We're looking in the wrong places. So if your assignment is building a relationship with God, do your work. If your assignment is building a healthy relationship with you, getting healthier spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, if your assignment is to do that, do your homework. If your assignment is to build relationships with your children, do your homework. If your assignment is to build a business, build a ministry, do some stock market work, real estate, whatever it is, whether you're an electrician or whatever you are, whatever your assignment is, know what it is, especially if you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, find out. Because if you're alive, you got an assignment. So if you don't know what it is, find out what it is. And if you do know what it is, do it, and do it to its fullest. Do it with the mindset and a perspective of, I'm going to get greatness out of this assignment. I'm going to end it with the story in the Bible of the 10 talents, where it was a master was going off to a far country, and before he left, he gave 3 of his servants these 10 talents. He gave one 5, he gave one 3, he gave one 1. And he left and went off, to a far country. When he came back, the one with 5 had doubled it. The one with It was two. The one with two doubled it. The one with one buried it. Did nothing with the talent. He didn't do the assignment. He buried the assignment and went out. He went out to play. He went out to the butt and didn't do the assignment. And what happened was the two who did the assignment and doubled it, did the work, they were rewarded for it. The one who didn't, he was rewarded for it, but the reward that he got wasn't what he wanted. So again, they was given what they was given because the one who gave them the assignments knew that they could do them. Your assignment has been given to you because it's known that you can do it. My assignment, the same. Listen, don't go off course. Don't go playing. Don't go to the butt. It's your assignment, man, woman, young woman. It's your assignment. Do the work. Because like I said earlier, my pastor always puts it like this. Somebody is waiting on your yes. Somebody is affected in a positive or negative way, depending on if you do the assignment and do it right or not. And most importantly, you're going to be affected. My life had went in an unnecessary spiral for many years because I wasn't doing the assignment. So my assignment, but kick your butt out when it comes to your assignment. And if you need help, reach out. Reach out, because sometimes along the path of doing our assignments, we need help. I'm the first to admit I need help with my assignment. And I do have the people in my life that needs to be in my life to help me with the assignment that I've been called to. So people, I'm gonna close this podcast up. Do your assignment. Don't go outside and play before you do that assignment. Sometimes you can't go play right now or today. But if you do your assignment right, you do your assignment and do it right, you will get the opportunity to play sometime. Thank you all so much. This is Paul, your hip hop relationship and recovery coach. I love you all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And like I say always, if you looking for a butt, it's going to always be easy to find one. That is a promise. I'll see y'all next time. Listen, post, repost, comment, let's conversate, share, like, do it all, because we need to get these assignments done. Thank y'all so much. Peace.